here's the thing, okay? The game's early access, so we're gonna have to go back to that quite a bit. Most early accesses are not finished products and all that bullshit. So, with that said, there's a lot of problems in this game. There's a lot of problems with how many mats are required to craft. I think it's way too grindy, personally, just for my own tastes. If you have a life or a job, then maybe, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I could suggest it to you. If you're solo, I don't know if I could suggest it to you either. Now, if you had a group of people to play with and plenty of people to get plenty of mats and putting good tools and stuff like that, then maybe you could play the game. You need to really fucking lower the amount of time it takes to craft things. And I do mean now. Like, you're going to kill your game if you don't.
It's horrible.
An hour to make 20 iron ingots is absolutely fucking ridiculous, I do believe. It's more than uncalled for.
40 minutes to make 10 freaking glass.
40 minutes to make fucking glass. I mean, who has that much fucking time? I guess some people do. Who's your target audience here? You know? The good things about the game, I mean, there's a few things. I really wish there was some crafting from the chests, but not every game does that, and I understand that. The early chests are pretty bad. The better chests later on, they're not too bad. The ones that decrafted, these ones right here, they do get a lot better, it seems like. So the decorated chests, they do get a lot better. It would be nice if there's an option to make sure you don't have to go through every single one of them. Say if you make the base as a clan base, maybe it automatically makes your containers clan instead of having to go through every single one of them. But it does seem like maybe items could stack a little bit more, or the container. I don't know. I don't like the containers in the game too much. That's another negative, I'd say. As far as the game's graphics and stuff, though, the game's graphics are absolutely gorgeous. I do like the grinding and stuff like that. I don't think once we figured out how to get better wood and stuff like that, it wasn't as bad. But it took us a long time just to get to basic tool that actually started yielding what we needed. Make the kilns, make everything processing faster. Everything. Kilns, furnaces, beeswax is how long? An hour? 30 minutes? Sorry.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
For 5
The whole
beeswax.
the whole thing when you go and craft items and it can fail sucks a lot. Especially when you don't have a lot of mats and you're first starting out and you're trying to craft a hatchet, and then you gotta literally make the mats for like 6 hatchets just for it to craft. But I understand you need to level your blacksmithing or whatever you're making, your weapon smithing and stuff like that. That stuff seems kind of okay. Like, I'm okay with the leveling system, and there's lots of items that you can choose and like the journal and stuff like that. That's okay. I think all that's fine. I think it's pretty well balanced as far as you get a decent amount of experience when you do something that's a little bit harder, and of course less when you do something that's easier. So just make harder things, you should be fine with that. Clan works great. It really does. And having a clan works great. It seems like everybody can use the base and stuff, so that's a plus. 100%. The map's fine. The only thing I'd say about the map is that you need different colored icons whenever you place your own icons and stuff like that. You absolutely need to look at that. That fucking blends in. You can hardly fucking see that. So definitely probably work on that. The crafting menus are okay. Definitely a way to increase your inventory. Maybe there is a way, and we just haven't got there yet. But if you don't increase your inventory, I mean, I feel like I'm always putting stuff up or always having to put stuff up because...
backpacks.
And plus, not to mention, there's a lot of the items require a shit ton of items, right, to craft, and then you fill up your inventory, and then if you have like buff foods and other things you're trying to work on at the same time, your inventory can get filled pretty quick. So maybe a larger inventory might be a good idea for the game. The crashing and stuff is probably the early access, probably a little bit of an optimization, I'd say. Maybe we're running fiber, a gig of fiber, so we really shouldn't have internet issues whatsoever. I don't think it's me. I think it's just the game. The lighting is good. I think even at night, the lighting's not too bad. More items, or maybe like even just like wall torches or something early game would probably be nice. I think you got to get to iron, don't you? Just to get the wheel?
Well, we need a beeswax to get to the chandelier.
You just need beeswax.
So.
Okay, maybe that's a little better.
I think that's what I learned.
The ability to like adjust how high things are or turn stuff around. The building in the game is pretty good. I think the building in the game is pretty good. Now, the replacing in the game sucks dick. And that definitely, you need to, I don't know if you could just have your hammer auto-replace something that's in place, you know, like you can in place replace wood pieces and stuff like that. That would be amazing. if you can go ahead and have something like that. Otherwise, you have to tear shit down, then you got to tear all the benches and shit that you done placed around your walls down. That's annoying and tedious. It's very tedious. The game's very tedious in a way. Sometimes the shadows are kind of wonky, like with daylight when it's coming up over the hill and stuff. And then all of a sudden it's, 100% daylight all at once. I know there's some games that's like that, and like I said, that probably goes back a little bit to the early access. If I was to give it a score, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best, which I would never give a game a 10, I don't believe. There's probably only a few games I'd give a 10 that's out there. But if I'd had to give this game a score at the current stage that it's in, with all the early access issues and stuff like that, I'd probably give it about a 4.5, which is about halfway almost. Definitely buy the game whenever it's out on sale and stuff like that. $30 for the game for early access for this is a bit much, if you ask me. And that was how much we paid for it. I think, what is it normally?
40.
$40? So if it's on sale, maybe pick it up, grab it. In all honesty, I think if it's going to have a subscription model, I probably won't play it.
That would just be stupid.
I don't think I'll play it, but I'll play it probably in its early access and play until I can't. I just feel like if it's a really expensive subscription model, like $15 a month or something like that, I don't think I'll play it. Just because, for one, I don't think it's worth it for that much money. I think if you could buy the game and then play it, even if you just buy one plot and then you have options to buy more plots later, then that would be a good way to monetize your game. But I don't think this game should have a subscription model.
No, not at all.
I don't either. I think they could monetize elsewhere.
I think you can monetize with DLCs, skins, other things like that.
Skins, yeah, mount skins whenever they get their mounts in. I mean, all that. Maybe forge skins, kiln skin.
Let's talk combat.
Like Rust does.
Let's talk combat and how janky that is. Combat is really janky in this game.
Bows suck.
Bows really do suck a lot. The combat is not the greatest, but it's also not the worst, It feels very, I don't know, boring. I don't know if it's just me or not, but I feel like it's just a little boring, to be honest with you. Like, you just go up and you slice, you do have one power attack, and then you have, like, if you have a shield, you have the shield attack. The mining's good, but you could do, like, control and then left click or control and right click and do, like, a power attack. That's it. That's all it has. But like I said, that might be going back to the early access, The game plays a lot like a beta more than early access.
Yeah, I mean, it just came out of alpha. I would have called it beta instead of access. A lot of games anymore seems like they like to call stuff early access.
Yeah, I mean, keep people playing, but keep people playing for a reason. Not just because they need a subscription or,
Need money.
But like I said, Unreal 5, the graphics are fucking great. I really do like the graphics in this game. It's really good. The game seems to play quite well, except for going in between the servers, but that's understandable where you're switching from one server and it's handing you off to another. That's understandable. I can understand the little bit of lag, but whenever it's on top of a mountain, it's a little iffy. I know they probably can't really, they may be able to actually optimize that a little bit, but if they could probably maybe take the server where it transfers away from the tops of mountains, and that's another thing. Let's talk about
Yeah, away from edges,
stuff like that you can die from because of the little tiny bit of
sliding
lag or latency issues you get from switching from the handover from one server to another. If you could do that in like flat areas, it would be fine. I think it'd be okay, and people probably would understand that, honestly.
Stupid that they have
like
that on
up
mountains.
on top of the mountains when we were playing around on the mountains, man, that's fucking death sentence at half the time. We almost lagged off the side of the mountain, and I did earlier, honestly, off stream. Let's see, the mountain fall damage needs reduced a lot. Keep it. I mean, it's a nice concept for the game. I think the mountain, the fall damage coming off a mountain and stuff, but it needs reduced quite a bit. I don't feel like you should fall like maybe 5 or 6 feet and take like 20-30 damage out of 100 to 180 with buff foods on HP. It seems a little excessive for that, but maybe they could figure out a way to do that. Glider or something would be nice. You can glide off mountains. I doubt they'll probably do that, but
maybe do it for a percentage, like no matter, like it's gonna be a
how long
20%,
you fall or something like that.
Or something to that effect. And I think the slopes need rework too.
I like the farming. The farming doesn't seem that bad.
Slopes.
Like you can go in and farm like trees and stuff like that, and you just left click and it does its own thing, and then you just left click when it falls. So it's pretty easy to farm. It seems pretty. It's not. You don't have to sit there and keep clicking or any of that bullshit, which is pretty nice. There's a lot of good things about it, but there's a lot of bad things about it. And like I said, a lot of the bad things may be just early access, and a lot of the bad things may be just the way the game is. It may just not be my kind of game, you know? I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence of, like I said, I'm giving it like a 4.5. And I think that's fair, personally, in the current state it's in. Now, they could work on all these things that we mentioned, and it probably would make the game maybe a 6 or a 7. But then again, we got the whole looming subscription over our head there that we got to worry about, and how much that will be, and how much that will cost, you know, to just keep your plots in the world. So
yeah, I know the whole subscription thing is, in my opinion, you know, to help them keep developing and bringing new content and stuff. But
I feel like there's other ways to do it.
Yeah, and I just don't feel like they could bring enough content and new stuff to this game every.
They could bring a lot of money to their wallets.
So yeah, exactly. It's just gonna be more their money. I mean, I'm sure the game will improve.
I mean, let's not be obtuse here. I mean, we know they have to make money and to keep the game developing and stuff like that. But I think there's better ways than the subscription. Yeah. Honestly, do skins, do different building types. Maybe you can do different building materials and stuff like that.
I mean, even with the plots, I mean, you know, do more money, more plots. I guess. I mean, you're kind of getting on the verge of pay to win, but
yeah, almost. Honestly, I don't know how the PvP even plays. There's a lot of aspects in this game that we haven't actually explored, and maybe we will. But and this is probably not my final score. Honestly, I mean, we may play the game a little bit more and get more into it. Maybe a lot of these issues that we explain will be corrected. But as of right now, as it stands, 15 hours into the game, roughly, that's where we're at. I do believe. And if they want to take that as constructive criticism, make the game better, I think the game has potential. Don't get me wrong. I really do.
I think it has some good bones.
I think it does too. Honestly, it's
good bones.
I like the whole like medieval feel of it and stuff like that. It's like a medieval type game, and you can like the crafting's very intricate, but it's also very expensive. I don't care about the intricacy of the crafting more than I care about how expensive that crafting is. Because you not only are you making kind of like a grind simulator with that, because you're going to have to go out, get iron constantly, or have multiple people in your group going and getting iron all the fucking time, just so you can make one fucking iron sheet that costs, or 2 iron sheets that cost 1 iron ingot. You know what I mean? I mean, that's expensive.
And trees for charcoal.
The trees for charcoal is not too bad. Maybe increase the amount you get per, when you start upgrading your weapons or your tools and stuff like that. Maybe increase the amount of trees, because you need 100 fucking charcoal for 20 bronze ingots, and that is 4 kilns that take 20 minutes to craft 100 charcoal.
It does seem like I'm getting more wood for better axe.
You do get more wood the better axe and stuff you get, but you got to get up to that point.
And it's faster. Yeah.
So I think they should be faster. I think stuff should craft faster. I think they should be less expensive.
Crafting is just ridiculous.
Make some kind of in place where you can replace your walls when you go mud hut and then go stone.
Yeah, my personal biggest gripe is the storage. The amount of stuff you have to.
Yeah, bigger stack sizes would help.
Use to craft, and I mean either bigger stack sizes, 50 to 100 or 100 to 1,000,
or bigger boxes.
Or bigger boxes, something, so you're not having to have a million chests.
You gotta basically have a whole freaking base full of chests.
I mean, look at this, and this is just we're just to iron. Yeah, we have to have a shit ton of, like, most of our base is boxes over here. I don't know. I don't feel like you need that many fucking boxes. Maybe just make the boxes a little bit better, more storage, larger stack sizes, either or. You could definitely there's many different ways you can fix that issue, I think. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Y'all have anything to add?
No, I think you pretty much covered it.
Is there anything I didn't cover, though?
I don't think.
Yeah, I think you got it. Swim a little bit longer, or stamina reduce a little bit slower, possibly.
Stamina does seem pretty bad in the game, but then again, I understand you don't want to...
Yeah.
You can do buff foods, and the buff foods give you better stamina, so... There is.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I think the higher up we get, better stuff we
Better food you get, better
cook and
standards you
stuff.
have.
Yeah, I think that'll get fixed a little the higher up you get. So
Yeah, bed for a spawn point of base would be spot on. Maybe it does. I don't know. We haven't actually made a bed, but did we make a bed?
I did. It's up there.
Okay, so it doesn't.
I
can't sleep
did
in it.
hear. I think they are going to be putting fast travels in
That would be nice.
for.
You do run a lot, especially if you. And another thing we noticed earlier when we died in a higher area that we did not know we weren't supposed to be in. By the way, maybe adding some kind of indicator as far as what enemies are in that area might be very wise.
Yeah, or on the map, put hey, you need to be, or
24,
this is
34.
this is levels
24.
20. Yeah, such and
Whatever.
such mob.
I'll get his statue.
Nice. The bird statue. Yeah, the building in the game's really good. I really believe it is. It looks good. Like some of these fucking castles people's made that are much later in game than we are. Man, they're pretty spectacular, honestly. And they look good, and I don't really lag that much around them, and that seems like it's pretty cool. The bow is weak as fuck. The bow is not worth it. I mean, I just go with something that stabs instead, personally. Buff foods seem pretty good. I mean, there's different buff foods. Seems like there's lots of different foods, and we haven't even got into half of them. But yeah, that's the 15 fucking hour review of this game and us playing this game and what we kind of think of it. It needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of TLC, and I think they could probably make a damn good game out of it.
Well, as most games do in early access.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel as long as they don't rush it,
Like they did.
like most games do nowadays, if they don't rush it, I think it could be a very, very good game.
I
But
think so. I've had
and I
fun.
think-
I don't know. I don't even know who makes this game, to be honest with you. I don't know how big of a team they have or what, but if they have a decent enough sized team, they probably could fix all those issues before then. But if they don't, then they may be rushing it, like you say. We'll play it some more. Just kind of off stream, I think. If you enjoyed what you've seen tonight, don't forget to let us know. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah, that's our playthrough of Pax Dei for now. And hopefully, we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.